Hello, you guys. Welcome you once more to Here You Know Vlog. And why is it Here You Know? It's Here You Know Vlog because at the end of this video, I'm sure and I guarantee you definitely know more about this song I'm about to analyze. It's still your regular host, Chris. Relax, you'll enjoy this one. But before I get into this song, please, I want to beg you all to subscribe. Click the notification bell next to that subscription button so you can always get a notification whenever I drop a new content. That being said, I'm doing a song today by popular demand. This song is a song from Flavour, and he entitled this one Doings. It featured Phyno on it. Like Flavour's song usually hype people and prominent men in the society. It's a song that celebrates the extravagancy of this wealthy class. So he's trying to tell you when there's people who spend extravagantly walk into a space, there's no competition that will be too much for them to face when it comes to spending money. And that being said, you understand it more when we get into the verses and chorus. So let's get into the song. That first line, who no go no, means if you're ignorant of these big spenders, when they surface, you will definitely know by their action. So that's what me no donyiru ni gama means. And the next line went on to say, obode delu jinjim. It means there will be a silence to respect the presence of these big spenders. Ewo putekasha hanenu. That actually means like when this man comes out, there will be bundles of cash raining when they throw it into the sky. The next line, which says maka onye means people who doubt out of hating or sheer ignorance will have no choice but to believe and be submissive to the fact that these men are actually wealthy, and not just wealthy in their actions. This throw more light when he said one ife nebe kanebe Fuguna doings get level, which means the action of these wealthy men echoes their doing for a very long time. Ebe is cry, but yeah, he doesn't mean cry in that aspect. Ibakwa, no. It means echoes, like their doings are being echoed by the environment where they displayed. And that's where he went on the next line and say, haven't you noticed that doings has got levels to it? So that ushered in the verse. Ebubagu neche aguwe okilikili kana buko se eyo egara ikiage, means that the reputation of a lion is what makes people or any animal fearful of the lion. Knowing the lion is the king of the jungle, that makes it a fearful animal already. So he's trying to say that these rich people, they don't need people to blow their trumpet because what they've done in the past has become an identity for them. And he went on to the next line to say, Okilikili kana buko se. That second line translates as when you're around a tree that produces spices, you can't climb it, you only run around it. So that means there's nothing you can do to bring down these wealthy people. You can only go about doing your best, but it won't still get to these rich people. And that's a very famous Igbo proverb. The next line went on to say, Enyi iga like yanyu. And Enyi means my friend. You're gonna like us. You don't have a choice. You might be a hater, but out of the sheer social responsibility we embark on how we give back to the society, on how our doings and actions have got a very high standard, you won't have a choice but liking us and even aspiring to be like us. That's what that line is saying. The next line went on to say, you cannot stop a moving train. And this is a funny line. So he's still referring to that haters. Do you know what we've gone through to be where we are? Do you know how ready we are financially? And that's a question, which means you can't stop him and his wealthy friend or team as a movement because they are all connected. Which means if I kind of give you a little bit of what I've got, you won't have a choice but liking us or like me. The next line was a little bit vulgar when Flavour went on to say, the girls in Amada anyo mana obu maka no da agba mmiri ilie my money ebela adria anamanife. The first line means the girl at the point complained that whenever they're having sex, Flavour never tends to hit orgasm. But Flavour's response to the girl was, the girl hardly gets lubricated down there. Adults will know what I mean. And the next line translates as Flavour telling this girl if in any way she has benefited from his money, that he's not gonna have mercy on her if they are having sex. The next line went on to say Anamanuife, which actually means Flavour is adamant to whatever or impression people have about him. He does things to make himself happy first without giving ears or whatever impression the society or people have about him. And the next lines which follows says Imanifu doing nigga baka, which means when you see their wealthy extravagancy, you will be very mad about it in a good way. Either fools or inara anife, if you're blind to see their doings, their impact on the society, at least you're not deaf to hear it from people. Doings get level is the next line, which actually translates as doings has got levels to it. So the pre-hook came in. The first line in the pre-hook Ndagaba actually means people who've got the courage to walk into any function, people who move around a lot. Then the next line, Meni Makweme, means if you want to join them as Ndagaba when it comes to spending extravagantly, do you actually know what it entails? Do you actually have what it takes to be part of them? A baby Makweme. So they narrowed this question now to a lady, asking her, do you know what it takes to even be with us, to move around with us? Have you got what it takes, body wise and probably financially? And this next line, Imanife delede, no bife nyelenye, and street meleme. Ife delede translates as what is written, but here he used it to connote what is written is greater than what is given. In the sense of Flavour was using this line to refer to this extravagant wealthy class that goes to places and leave those places they go with a story to be remembered. They write their history with their extravagant spending and giving back to the society. So that was what Flavour meant when he said what is written is greater than what is given in words. And the next line, na street omeleme, ifugo na doings get level, translates as in the streets they know about these wealthy people just because their extravagant doings and actions has got a high level that no one can compete with. So the chorus, as I explained earlier, came in again and kept rolling till Phyno came up with his rap verse that happens to be the second verse, and he was like, boys are now marker means he doesn't compete with anyone. He went on to the next line and said, open up, go see ya your babe, see ya some now, wow. This actually translates as just because your girl know he is among these prominent men that have a very high level of doings and action, he's gonna tell your girl to follow him home, and your girl would definitely consent to it because your girl already know like this kind of opportunity don't come every day. That's what is implied. He went on to say, like he's not even competing or trying to wrestle with you. And there's a proverb that followed that line that says Unwa bialije yanana, and that translates as any guest in an occasion would definitely at a point say goodbye to the host. And it's implying when he says goodbye to the host, he's taking your girl because that's just his desire. That's his own way of doings. For those of you who don't know Phyno very well, he cuts across as a very petty person whenever he raps, you know. And yeah, the next line translates as Edoko Bulebu is a name of probably his friend. Now Toscana. Toscana is a hotel in Enugu State, the eastern part of Nigeria. It's said to be where Flavour started his musical career, and Phyno too is familiar to that place. So he's trying to tell you that the dude Nakozeka carpenter, that means the dude has hammered, because carpenter they use hammer to do their work. So when they say hammer in Nigeria, it means the person is wealthy. So he's trying to say that Edoko Bulebu now is part of their crew. As Phyno went on the next line to say Afudimba Afogonoguiruya. This is a proverb which means when you see a man that is prominent, you definitely gonna see it on his face. So he's trying to say even before they start spending extravagantly, whenever they step into any occasion, when you see them, you definitely gonna know they are men of great doings. The next line went on to say Nawoke boutique no mo wagafunatisi, which actually means that when a man gets rich, there is so many beautiful girls that will want to fight for that man. So that's what it meant when he said no more wire fonatisi. Omonwa means beautiful girl. He went on to say the boys libi fena ndiegu ga kona tobo. This means when they start enjoying, maybe in a function or occasion, the musical band always have the gift to know who to hire hype with their song, and the song will be meant for them who are prominent, if that makes sense. And Obo in that line means a kind of traditional song. The next line went on to say, Emesia Boluono no fenwa ga tonatoto. This means that after their merriment and jollification, that when he's going home, he's gonna take one of the Omonwa, these beautiful girls, home, because he knows that the girl's soup will be delicious. And the soup Phyno meant is the girl being very delicious on bed, which the next line went on to say, Jugodi akokite, that if you have a question on how sweet the girl will be, you should ask the side of a pot. Probably looking at the girl's body, the curves, like some pots do have curves, will tell you like this girl will be very delicious on bed. And he went on to say there is levels to this when he shouted out to someone and said, Ekene kene chuku na hustle emecha putife. These translators, probably another friend called Chuku who's been hustling, but later his hustle paid off and he became one of these prominent men that has got a wealthy doing. And after that, he went on to say there is a difference between an eagle and a gun. And in Igbo land, the two words has the same spelling and the same pronunciation, but the diction and note is slightly different. So Egbe is a gun, Egbe is an eagle. Being that the two sounds the same, it's always a proverb when people tell you there's a difference between Egbe and Egbe. So Phyno is connoting here that there's a difference between a doing and a prominent wealthy man's doing or action when it comes to spending. The next line went on to say, and onye jiego febego onye jebwe agbabebwe, which tells you that when a prominent wealthy man does his miracle of making it rain and making money shower, the people who has got gun takes their gun and shoot it up as a way of appreciation and salutation towards the doing of these prominent people. He went on to say, guy Kilibe doing. Kilibe is stay put and watch, relax and watch. So he's trying to tell you, you should just watch their extravagant doings. Udife anemina movies, which also translate as this kind of spending extravagantly. You only see it in movies. Fancha suchana doings. All these things you're seeing them do, it's what makes their doings of a high standard. He went on to say, Asan and Wolo are doings, which means that the young beautiful girls are all dying to be part of their entourage. And he went on to the next line to reference a Nollywood actor who is by name Zubi. So he meant here that whenever he approaches this particular beautiful girl, the girl calls him Zubi, and this Zubi has a lot of doings when it comes to the way he acts, you know. The next line went on to say the convoy that we move in, Fancha Sochana doings. Like whenever they take a trip to somewhere, their convoy is well protected. The cars that makes up this convoy are recent, expensive, wealthy cars. So that wraps up Phyno's verse. Chorus came on, and after the chorus, the outro came up, and the outro is the same as the intro that I've already explained earlier on, and that wrapped up the song. I want to say thank you to everyone who was here till the end of the song. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed. Click on the notification bell if you're yet to do so, so you can always get a notification whenever I drop a content. I want to say love yourself genuinely. That way you will know how to love the world. See you on the next video. Ciao.
Say, hey yo, say.